everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I am Jade Vanriel. I am a property content creator, I'm not blogger. I'm also a property searcher, and I do this full time because I was made redundant 2 years ago and I own my own home, which I bought at the age of 22. That's basically me. Oh, and I love to walk around properties and I do loads of property tours. Many of you have been hearing my hints here and there that I am planning to buy a new house and move out of my first ever home. If you don't know, I actually bought this apartment that I live in now 5 whole years ago. Time has flown. I still feel like a baby girl. I still feel like I'm figuring it out, but it's been the best decision, the best thing I ever did in my life. Hands down, and I recommend it to all of you guys out there that want to buy a home. Do it. So I am all about sharing the journey and the process with you guys, and that's something I didn't get to do the last time I bought a property because of course I just came out and I was like, I bought a home. So this time I figured, why not bring you guys along the journey and talk about what the plans are, what I'm looking for. I will take you guys on some viewings. Today though, I thought I would just talk through some of the requirements and key things that I need in my next home, because some things have been driving me crazy. But also because I just fantasize about these things and I'm on Pinterest all the time and I'm dreaming, daydreaming, and I just thought, why not share this with you guys? This could be some valuable information and things that you can start thinking about as well when it comes to you looking for your next home, okay? Because we are all about purchasing homes, leveling up and moving on in life. So let's get into it, guys. Get comfortable. I am not drinking wine, I'm just drinking water out of a wine glass, okay? I do have a lot of requirements for this house, but I'm not buying this home alone. So it's not all about me this time, which is gonna be difficult, but to be fair, my boyfriend and I are on the same wavelength. We like the same things, even down to interiors, even though he said he's going to be leaving it to me because that's my department and he trusts me because he's seen what I've done here, and what I plan to do in the next home should be on another level. I can't wait. Can you guys sound very excited? So I'm just going to bring up my notes because I just thought, why not? This is just a chatty conversational video. Right, here's my notes, you guys. So I am looking for an old property, so it could be a Victorian, would be amazing, but I think in the areas that we're looking at, it's probably unlikely. 50, 100 years old, I'm all about that. And even my apartment's old, guys. I know it seems quite new on the inside because of what I've managed to do to it over the years, but it is actually an old property externally. Something that reminds me of the home I grew up in. I grew up in an area called Kensal Green, woo, in northwest London, and I grew up in a Victorian converted flat house, so 2 flats in a house. Gorgeous dream home, and that is what I would like to recreate in my next home. I don't have that kind of money yet, so we're not going to be doing it in London. It's going to be in Essex. Every time I close my eyes and think of my home, I do envision a bay window. I don't know why. So every time I go on viewings and I see a house with a bay window, I'm like, is this the one? But then it doesn't have something that I really want. So we haven't found the house yet, you guys. We were originally looking for a 4-bedroom semi-detached house, right? And then a month ago we kind of had a chat because prices have been up and down, and all the 4 bedrooms we've been seeing have been completely overpriced, and they have certain renovations done that I am definitely going to be ripping out and redoing. So we just kind of thought, why are we going to spend X amount of money on a 4-bed that is not to my liking, that is gonna have a lot of money pumped into it to get it to the standard that I want? We may as well buy a 3-bed that we can add all of the extra rooms and things to, and the price is obviously cheaper. So I think that is the route we are going to go down, and as soon as we did that and changed our search to 3 beds, so much more was coming on the market. So that is definitely something I say to you guys right now. Broaden your search a little bit. Maybe you can drop the bedrooms. If you already plan to do work to a home, you may want to just add a bedroom, and in that way you're adding value. You're paying less and you're adding value in the process of making the house how you want it. So I think that's what we're going to do. But we don't just want a normal standard 3-bed, guys. We really do want to have something that has the extra trimmings, that has the room for us to do a lot of work. So I don't know where I'm getting this cash from, you guys, but I'm gonna get it. It's gonna happen. So ideally it would be a 3-bed semi-detached house in a gorgeous area. We'll get onto the areas anyway, with a garage on the side, you guys, because that garage is going to provide us with a lot of wiggle room to do so many different things. Most garages don't actually have the foundations to be built on top of, so we will probably have to knock the garage down if we wanted to do a full-on side extension of the house. 2 floors, right? Ground floor and first floor. However, if we were not in a rush to do that, what we could do is keep the garage and renovate the garage into an extra room, so it could become an office space, it could become a working studio for me, it could become another living space on the other side of the stairs. We really are looking for a good sized driveway, something that has enough space for at least 2 cars, because the worst thing is one of us being able to park and then the other having to park on the road, and we really want it to just be smooth sailing and not have any issues, and we don't want to outgrow the house too quickly. So ideally 2 car spaces would be amazing. If it was 3 cars, I will not complain. I won't complain. I'll actually just find another car to park in the space. Okay, so another thing that I really want this house to have, since we're still talking about outside before we get inside, is a long, large garden. My boyfriend and I, we call these parks. Whenever we go to a house or we see one online that we're looking at, we're like, it has a park, babe, it has a park, and that's a good sign that it's the kind of house that we're looking for. So what we have learned is over the past 2 years that we have been viewing, we are learning that certain areas, even down to certain roads we're getting familiar with because we viewed a couple in the same place, we're learning that certain areas in our patch of Essex that we're looking in tend to have smaller gardens and some have larger gardens. So the areas that have the larger gardens, I'm not telling you guys because you guys don't need to know where I live. Maybe one day I'll fill you guys in on that stuff. But we want a long garden, we want a park, because my boyfriend is a creative, as am I, and so we really would like to have a creative hub space at the back of the house. We'd like to build an outhouse to have that. It could have a gym. My friend Tanish actually has recently done this, and half of hers I think is a gym, or the garage inside the house could become a gym. You know, we just want to have the options. To be honest, I'm saying we, but my boyfriend's claimed the outhouse for himself, for his music studio. I don't think that's fair. I don't think it's fair, because then it means I'm gonna have to use the bedrooms for my walk-in wardrobe and my office space. But then if we have kids, that's gonna be temporary. I don't think it's fair. So we're working on what that space is gonna be, but at the moment, as it stands, it's his music studio, potentially with a bit of a gym. Whatever God blesses us with, we'll be grateful with, to be really honest with you guys. So that's the externals of the house. Internally then, I really love the traditional layouts of, you know, an older home. I mean, new builds actually do have this layout as well sometimes, but I really love the idea of walking in, just like my nan's Victorian house actually that I grew up in, pretty much in Wood Green. You walked in, you had the staircase right in front of you, and on the right, she had 2 living rooms, and she opened them out so it was like one huge living room. So I always in my dreams envisioned that my house is the other way around, so the staircase would be on my right and my living room would be on the left. I don't know why, that's just whenever I think of my home, that's the layout, but it might not be. It could just be flipped around. Maybe I'm watching it through a video and it's the other way around. I don't know. And then a dining space in the second room, extend the back of the house and have my big dream kitchen space, dining space, whatever I can fit in there. What we do every time we go on viewings is we look on the road, we check whether other people have done extensions to the back of the house, but also upstairs. So ideally I would really like a 4-bedroom house, just because I'm used to having 2 bedrooms to myself right now. In my apartment now, I have my bedroom and I have my spare room as my office / wardrobe. Because I'm a creative and I work for myself, I'm self-employed, I'm at home every day pretty much, I need to have another room in the house that is dedicated to my work. And then I feel like I also need a room that is dedicated to all of my clothing. So that makes 3 bedrooms taken up by myself and my boyfriend. We're looking at a 3-bed potentially. Obviously, if God finds us an amazing 4-bed in the bracket and everything with all the potential, we're gonna run for it. But At the moment, it's a 3-bed with all of the surrounding space that we need to build on. So we would like to build out a loft conversion. And so something we do on our viewings, as I was saying, is we look at the road, we look at the neighbors, we look at all the houses. When we go into the garden of a house we're looking at, we look across all the other houses to see whether they have done those loft conversions, kitchen, back extensions into the garden. And if they have, most of the time it is there. Then we know we'll be fine and we can do it. And also we like to just see how they've done it and see, oh, would I do mine like that? My boyfriend, this is also another irk of his, is when you go into a loft conversion and the ceilings are completely sloped, he hates it. He needs height, he needs a good ceiling. So there's a certain type of loft conversion that isn't common down south, but it's very common in Liverpool, because I've been looking at some places in Liverpool. I'm like, you guys you just get it. But the houses we're looking at down here, they don't have it. The loft conversions are not done that way, hence why I don't want to pay for someone else's loft conversion that I'm gonna hate. I just want to redo one and just do one from scratch and do it how I like. That is what I would say are the core requirements of the house. In terms of the area, I want an area that reminds me of where I grew up. And my boyfriend is like, here you go again. So something that I'm planning to do, funny enough, when we're fully getting in there and really looking, is I'm going to drive him to my old road in Kensal Green. And I'm gonna just show him so he can get a feel. We're gonna walk around the area. I'm gonna show him the parks I used to walk to with Richie. I'm gonna show him the local cafes so he can really understand why it's so important to me to live in a specific place that I tell him about every week or at least be close to, because it's the feeling that I get. And also I am gonna be in that house every day working. It needs to feel right for me. I'm sorry, it just does. Oh, I didn't mention high ceilings, but I would like some sort of high-ish ceiling at least. Area has to be nice and quiet. I want to have coffee shops nearby. I want to have loads of parks so I can walk Richie Bum. And if I have kids, I can just walk around, take them to the parks. Yeah, I want like local restaurants, and not just chain restaurants locally. I want to be able to just, me and him, like walk up the road and be like, oh, you fancy a local Italian today? And it's like the best Italian food you've ever had in your life. Like suburban area that has great schools. Oh my gosh, I've started looking at schools, you guys. You have to. I've started looking at schools and I'm learning and remembering the names of schools. And when I go on viewings and people tell me, oh, you know, our kids go to X school, I'm like, that's a good school. I already know, I've checked the Ofsted, it's excellent. Like, I'm learning. So yeah, I want the road as well to have driveways everywhere, because one thing that I am used to where I lived in London, where lots of families still live in London, is the whole parking issue. Parking outside people's homes, double yellow lines, bloody bloody blah. When family and friends come round, I really want a road that isn't cramped as well. Why am I like this? I am so particular. God help us find this dream house. So yeah, all of this does sound extremely pricey, you guys, now when I'm totting it all up. And you know what? I'm just having faith at this point. So one day when it happens, hopefully soon, you guys will come back to this video and comment and be like, girl, you really did manifest this, because you really did. I mean, if God wants to bless me with even more than that, I will receive it. But that is the requirements of my next home. And we'll see if 2021 wants to bless us with it. If not, it will be 2022. But guys, I'm just ready to move. I've been here 5 years. I'm so grateful. Those are my requirements for our next house, the house that we're hoping to buy within the very near future. Toes and fingers and everything crossed. I hope you guys enjoyed this little chat with you. And as I said, I am planning to keep you on the journey. Love you guys, and thank you so much for watching this video. Bye.